Today I'm trying a personal styling box from Lookiero, and let's just say it didn't start well. Hi, I'm Anna and welcome to my channel. I've just received my first Lookiero box, and in this video I'll show you what I asked for, what I got, and what I really thought. For those who don't know, Lookiero is a personalised styling service where you're matched with a stylist who selects 5 pieces of clothing for you based on your preferences, your size and your lifestyle. There's a £10 styling fee which gets deducted at the end from anything you decide to keep. But if you send it all back, then you lose the £10. So you start by filling in a fairly detailed questionnaire. Stuff like your height, your body shape, your measurements, what colours and prints you like or dislike, the types of clothes you wear day to day for work, going out, etc. And then at the bottom you can also leave a written note for your stylist with extra details, things what you are and are not looking for, which I did. Now once you've submitted your profile, you get a preview of 10 items a couple of days later and the chance to choose up to 5 of them or decline everything and let the stylist pick for you. So in my case, I declined every single item in the preview because none of it reflected what I'd asked for. So that really was not a great first impression, if I'm honest. So in the preview there was a pair of denim shorts, even though I'd specifically said in my note to the stylist no denim. There were pastel colours, which I said in my personal note didn't suit me. A midi length a skirt or a dress when I asked for knee length or above the knee. There was trainers when I said I didn't want anything sporty or athletic. Basically, all things that went directly against what I'd actually written. And to be honest, the preview felt like a generic summerish selection rather than anything remotely curated to my brief. That really wasn't a good impression to start with. Now there is a section at the preview as well, you can leave a personal note to the stylist. So I left them a very clear message explaining, politely of course, why I'd rejected everything. Then at that point, the stylist goes ahead and picks 5 completely new pieces for you. And that's what's in this box. Now for context, here's a quick summary of what I actually asked for in my original order and then reinforced in my preview. I said summer appropriate clothes for the UK, so things that are light enough for warmer weather but still practical for when it's cooler or more unpredictable. I said no to denim, no to anything overly casual, sporty or floaty, and asked for classic structured pieces that feel put together and grown up. I also flagged that pastels and pale colours tend to wash me out and I prefer black and whites, neutrals or rich jewel tones. My body shape is petite and it's hourglass shaped and I'm only 162 centimetres tall, so I need things that are well cut, fitted and don't swamp me. Now, one quick thing before I open the box. You only get 5 days to try everything on, decide what you're keeping and send the rest back. Otherwise you're charged for the full lot. Worth knowing. My estimated delivery date was actually the 3rd of July, so this coming Thursday, but the box arrived on the 28th of June, which is 5 days early. I was actually away at the time, so that return window had already started counting down before I'd even got home and opened the box. And I think that's worth knowing if you're thinking of trying the service. With all that said, let's see what they actually sent me. Okay, so here we go. Let's see what they sent. It's like such a hot day. I've had to turn the fan off because otherwise all you can hear is like the fan whirring. So apologies for the, Okay, so little note here. It says, hi Anna, welcome to Lookiero. My name is Barbara and I'll be your personal stylist. Hi Barbara. I hope you're going to love your first Lookiero. Let me know what you think in your checkout. That it tells me everything it's got. I'll tell you, I'm just gonna look what it is myself. Okay, it's got a little style guide here with some ideas. So let's have a look what they sent and then I'll try all the pieces on. The thread. That's what this is. I think I actually have this already. Hold on. 1 sec. Is that how good of a choice that is? Branded it. This is the one they sent me. This is the one I have. I actually like this colour more. The new one. But okay, that's pretty cool. They weren't know I already had this, so well done, Barbara. They sent me this in a size extra small. Now I wasn't styling a full outfit, I was just seeing how the colour compared to the one I already own. So I tried it on here with what I was already wearing. That was yesterday and it was a boiling hot day. Now actually, even though I already have this in the muted red, I prefer this one, I prefer this colour It's brighter, cleaner, and I think it suits my skin tone really well. I know from experience that it's light enough to work well for cooler summer evenings, which is something I specifically asked for, so that's cool. I actually wore the original one I've got this weekend on a trip up to Edinburgh because I love it. As someone who travels a lot, this is really, really comfy to wear and perfect to look smart and put together, whilst also feeling comfy and relaxed. The fabric is soft and unlined and the cut is fairly streamlined. Classic but modern and not overly casual. This is from Morgan. That looks absolutely huge. Not sure this is really me, but we'll try things on, you know, must be fair. So the second piece they sent me is this, the Dyer print top by Morgan, and they sent me this in a size extra small. Now, I actually really like Morgan as a brand, so more than happy to receive a piece from them, but perhaps not this one. In theory, it ticks one box. It's sleeveless and lightweight, so yeah, it's technically summer appropriate, but that's really where it ends. Let's start with the colours. Now, I actually love bold colour. I wear bold colour a lot. That's not the issue. But this is a chaotic clashing mix that's neither classy nor pretty. You've got tomato red, fuchsia, very muddy sort of pale yellow, teal and forest green, all jammed together with no real cohesion or thought as to how they work, well, I don't know, as a palette. And for me, the pattern is just a mess. And the fit doesn't help either. The top clings to the torso, but not in a structured or good way. It hugs the ribcage tightly, but then gapes slightly at the shoulder, the seams. And there's also this like really weird bar stitched across the middle of the bust. Okay, it creates a focal point, but it's in exactly the wrong place. I don't need, nor do I want, any extra attention drawn to the centre of my chest. As for how I'd wear this, well, honestly, I wouldn't. The top isn't versatile. It's too loud for dinner or any kind of smart casual occasion. It's not relaxed, but it's certainly not elevated, which just leaves it sitting in that sort of no man's land. It doesn't even sit in that sweet spot of like fun but workable. It just feels awkward, like, I don't know, something just chucked into the box to fill space really, rather than something chosen for me. Does it suit my style brief? Well, no. I asked for elegant summery pieces that feel modern and wearable with colours that flatter. This one just misses that completely. I do actually want a waistcoat, a black waistcoat here. So the third piece, I don't know how to pronounce this, Objyui something special top by Object. And they sent me this in a size extra small. Now, when I first pulled this out of the box, I honestly thought it was a waistcoat. The note from the stylist called it a vest top. But to be honest, it's neither. It's more of a confused hybrid between a tunic and a sleeveless jacket. And to call it a vest top feels like they didn't even look at it properly before writing that. Let's be blunt. The cut on this is shapeless. It's got these very broad shoulders that stick out like armour plates, and the line of the garment just drops straight down from there. Even with the included belt, which is a thin cord that feels more like an afterthought, to be honest, the shape doesn't resolve. On my petite frame, it just sits awkwardly. It doesn't define the waist. It doesn't balance the proportions. It just sort of hangs there and adds bulk. And then there's the fabric. It's stiff and quite scratchy. So much so that I had to put a t-shirt on underneath just to try it on properly. So that visible layer underneath isn't part of the styling. It's purely because the top was just too uncomfortable against my skin, which, let's be honest, is not what you want from a summer piece. And speaking of summer, this is black. It's one of 2 black items that I was sent in this box, which was supposed to be a summery edit. I asked for light seasonal pieces that feel fresh and wearable. This is stark, heavy, borderline autumnal. Well, it's not, it is autumnal. It just doesn't belong here. The stylist note said, style it with your new pants, blazer and heels for work, which makes me wonder, did they even read my profile? I'd said in there, I work from home. I don't need office wear. And if I did need a black layering piece, this wouldn't be it. Does it fit the brief? No, it's not even close, is it? It's not flattering, it's not comfortable, it's not summery, and it's definitely not personal. This is the kind of piece that makes you question, I don't know whether anyone actually looked at the profile at all. Total miss. Oh dear. Plain black trousers. And then we come to the second black piece in a 5-piece summer box. The trousers from YCOO, I don't know how to pronounce that, in a size small. Now straight away, it's a size too big for me and it shows. They're visibly loose through the waist and hips, which completely throws off the fit. They're supposed to sit high on the waist, but they don't hold there. They slip slightly, and that just undermines the whole shape. For a petite and hourglass frame like mine, trousers need to be cut close and clean through the waist and the hip, otherwise they just swamp you, and these do exactly that. The leg is too wide and too long. They just hang, with fabric pooling slightly at the ankle. It creates this baggy, sagging effect that shortens the body visually and looks unbalanced. And those big buttons just seem to draw more attention to the width across the front. Add in the pleats and the gaping pockets and you've got a design that actually exaggerates volume where I don't want it. It's the opposite of what I asked for. Perhaps the biggest issue amongst many is the fabric. These feel structured and weighty, not remotely suitable for a warm UK summer. Even by UK standards, these are too heavy for summer, and definitely not breathable. I asked for light, summery pieces in fabrics like cotton and linen. So do these suit my style brief? Not at all. They're too big, too heavy, and the styling feels confused. They've got nothing whatsoever to do with the elegant, wearable, summer-appropriate pieces that I actually asked for. And they're not even flattering on me either. This is another complete miss. Denim! Inexcusable! And finally we have the VILA Vitilo, I think it's pronounced, mini dress in a size extra small. Now I actually couldn't find this dress anywhere online. Not on VILA's own site, not through Google Images, nowhere. Which makes me wonder how long this has been lying around in their stockroom. Let's be clear from the start. I explicitly said I didn't want any denim. I rejected the denim shorts they sent in the preview and even added another written note in the free text box with the preview to the stylist stating very clearly, no denim. I don't need any denim. So receiving this denim type mini dress is frankly indefensible. The fabric is completely wrong for summer. It feels stiff, bulky and heavy, not light, breathable or remotely season appropriate. The fit is a total mismatch too. For an extra small, it's wildly oversized. It's boxy through the chest, shapeless in the body, and just plain unflattering on a petite frame. Even belted, it bunches awkwardly and completely obscures the waist. No tailoring, there's no shape, there's no consideration of proportion, just a stiff block of fabric that hangs like a tent. And the colour, it's that very pale, chalky ecru that completely drains my skin tone. It doesn't feel modern or styled, it doesn't feel fresh or flattering. In fact, it's the complete opposite of everything I asked for. And that's just not a matter of not getting someone's style. I can understand that. This is about completely disregarding clear instructions. That's what really stings here. If this were just a style mismatch, fine, that happens, absolutely get that. But this was explicit. It shows either a lack of care or lack of respect for the customer. And honestly, it makes me question how much of a human input is really going into these boxes at all. I asked for summery, no denim. I asked for tailored, structured, and told them my style was classic. Only one piece really met that. And the irony of me already owning that in a different colour isn't lost on me. So one nice thing they include is this styling card, which features all the pieces that they put in the box, along with how you might style them. Now this is a really thoughtful touch and a good way to get inspiration if you're not sure how you'd wear something or what to pair it with. Disappointingly though, look. The styling suggestions for the blazer, the one thing I liked, featured it in blue on the card they sent me. Which, let's be honest, it doesn't exactly help sell the idea of a personalised, carefully curated experience. Which leads me to conclude, does a human really have any involvement? Because honestly, for a company that sells itself as personal styling, if AI is used here, then I think that's a little inappropriate. I don't know, is it borderline mis-selling? I mean, I'm not saying that's the case. It could be completely handpicked by a person. But then why is there such a mismatch between what I asked for and what I actually got? Are the stylists actually trained as stylists and experienced in styling? Because I can't see any evidence of it from the pieces I received. Even if, say, they missed the mark to my taste, the fit still wasn't right. Or is it a case that the inventory is so limited that, especially at the more peripheral sizes, that I got basically all they had left in a size 6 or an extra small? I don't know. I mean, it's probably like one enormous statement of the obvious, but I really wasn't impressed with this box. At the time of filming this, which is Tuesday the 1st of July, Lookiero UK has a rating of 3.4 on Trustpilot, with 27% of their 4,200 and something reviews being 1 star. To be fair, 57% are actually 5-star, so more than half are very positive. Despite that, a significant portion is highly critical, particularly around billing, returns and customer support. I think Lookiero is a great idea in theory, and I can absolutely see the appeal. You know, the surprise element, the convenience, having somebody pick you something, those moments when a stylist absolutely nails it and sends you something you didn't know you needed but ended up loving. I'm not against the concept at all. In fact, I really, really wanted to like it. But the reality is that it just seems to be incredibly hit and miss. And based on this box, in my experience, it missed completely for me. None of the pieces, no, that's not fair. 4 of the pieces didn't feel like they'd been chosen with me in mind. There's certainly no sense that my shape, style, lifestyle, or even preferences have been taken into account. And I think that's the most frustrating part, because when something is marketed as personal styling, you expect it to feel, well, personal. And this didn't. At best, it felt more like a mystery box of clothes in my size or a random attempt at personal shopping as opposed to personal styling. Would I try it again? Yeah, I'm not sure I would. Pretty disappointing. Anyway, have you got any thoughts or experiences with Lookiero or their competitors, good or bad? I'd love to hear them in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, please consider taking a second to give it a like and a comment, as this really, really helps my channel. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to see any more try-ons, reviews, and fashion, travel, lifestyle content, please hit the subscribe button below. I'm also trying to get in the habit of sharing regular outfit of the day stuff and stories over on Instagram. So if you'd like to follow me there, and I'd absolutely love you to follow me on there, my handle there is @RoamingAnna, same as my YouTube channel. I hope to see you in the next one. See you later.